new classrooms, hire new teachers, and lessen your class size. When looking at all the buildings, it's not just to have one elementary school to be so large. So as a parent of a first child in Abington Heights, we have 2 more on the way, I'm glad to see that money is being invested into these buildings. I'm glad that facilities are being improved, not only for the students, but the faculty and staff as well. However, I urge you to reconsider looking at CSE and the class sizes that exist there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other public comments? In that case, we'll move on to our treasurer's report. Mr. Badensky.
Yes, we started the month of January with a cash balance of $26,829,595. Through the month, we had revenues of $1,557,606, with net disbursements of $4,393,219, which leaves us a cash balance of $23,993,982.
Thank you very much, Mr. Badensky. Are there any questions on the treasurer's report? In that case, I'd ask for a motion to approve the treasurer's reports and the bills that were presented.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Fleming?
Mr. Fleming?
He's off. The link dropped out, so he hung up, is my understanding. I believe that's the text we received.
Okay. Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes,
8-0.
thank you very much.
Mr. Acker, I'd ask that the board approve the personnel report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes,
8-0.
Mr. Acker, I'd ask that the board approve the 2022-23 spring athletic EDRs.
So moved. Second.
on the motion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes,
8-0.
Mr. Acker, I'd ask the board approve the February 2023 volunteer list.
So moved.
Second.
on the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes,
8-0.
Mr. Acker, I'd ask the board approve the 2022-23 NEIU general operating budget.
So moved.
Second.
on the motion?
Can I, hold on, sorry. There seems to be a typo. This would be the 2023-24 NEIU general operating budget. So let me do that again. Mr. Acker, I would ask the board approve the 2023-24 NEIU general operating budget.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Acker?
Yes,
8-0.
Mr. Acker, I'd ask the board approve the memorandum of understanding between the Abington Heights School District and Michael Cotrillo to serve as the interim principal for the middle school during the term of March 27, 2023 through June 16, 2023.
So moved.
On the motion?
I would like to make a comment. I will be voting no for this, and my reasons for this are clearly have nothing to do with the individual that the district is looking to bring on. It's the actual contract and the incontinuity of having an interim principal for 2 days who's never been at Abington Heights. I personally believe that it's more of a financial issue. I think it's time for us to tighten our belt. I believe that we have an incredibly talented administration here, and I think our administrators can work together on filling this temporary gap with a leave. So I am voting no to this, and I hope that it's not a negative reflection. I believe that we have the ability to continue to keep our middle school students in the same position that they are now and that they will continue to be with the administrators that we currently hold. Thank you.
Mr. Azar?
Sure, I'd like to just make a comment. So I'll be voting yes for this. I'm very proud of the work that the board has done in the last year to get administrators in every building where we didn't have them before. I have 3 children in the middle school. I've been in that middle school. It's an incredibly big job to run that school. And I feel very uncomfortable about not having someone in there in the absence. And I'm also very uncomfortable about asking Dr. Schaefer and Dr. Vitale to be there for all 5 days. There was a very, just so that everybody knows, there was a very, very small number of people that applied for this position. 1. So this person is extremely qualified. We've heard references about this person. I'm very happy that there's going to be somebody there. I wish that it was more days a week and that we wouldn't have to put pressure on the rest of our administration to do this. And I believe me, I know we have budget issues. This is not an area where you should be focused on saving money. So I'll be voting yes. Thank you.
Other comments?
Just one other comment. I agree with Mr. Acker, and we looked at a lot of different options, and there's not a perfect silver bullet here, but I believe that when we looked at it, the benefits do outweigh the costs in this particular situation, so I'll be voting yes.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Henderson?
I also agree that it's something that is necessary. Like Mr. Azar stated, that we have worked hard to make sure that we have support in each building with administrators. And yes, we have extremely talented teachers and administrators in our district. But in terms of trying to come up with a plan to make sure that that middle school is covered, this was kind of best case. I wish, it could be more, but when we're looking at costs and in making investments, I think that, the safety and well-being and care of our students is something that it's well worth the investment, and it's something that we cannot afford to compromise. So, that middle school it's a huge task. There's a lot going on, just like in other middle schools across the country. The problems that the middle school is currently seeing is not specific to Abington Heights. It's just reflective of our times and that age as a whole. So I will be supporting this, and I wish Mrs. Snyder the best of luck. And we'll miss your leadership, but congratulations on your impending arrival.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Tierney,
No.
Mr. Abdallah,
Yes.
Mr. Azar,
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Karen,
Yes.
Mr. Medensky,
No.
Mr. Robeson,
Yes.
Mr. Acker,
Yes.
6-0.
2.
Oh, 6-2, I'm sorry. Yes.
Mr. Acker, I'd ask the board approve the 2023-24 Abington Heights High School Curriculum Guide.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion?
First question, the changes to the name of the map, the content's not changing, it's just the name of the course. Am I correct in that?
The content is changing in the Algebra Foundations course.
To what? From what to what?
More, so right now, it's a math course for students who are not ready for Algebra 1. And what we have found is that the course is not incredibly successful to prepare them for Algebra 1. So we're reviewing what we currently teach, so that operational curriculum, and we are making sure that we're addressing the standards 5 through 8 that deal with specifically Algebra 1 so that it can better prepare students to take Algebra 1.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes, okay, so can you walk us through, the curriculum guide will be dispersed to all of the high school students, and then they will is there a deadline to set their schedules for for next year?
We're going to phone a friend here. Ms. Tierney, would you like to come up?
Or before she speaks, I just got a text just so everybody knows that the live feed went down.
We
right
just reset it.
You just read that? Okay.
Yeah, we just reset it. That's why I've been all over my phone. I
I got you.
apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, so I haven't been like texting
problem.
anybody fun. I've been trying
Mrs. Tierney, welcome.
So once you approve the curriculum tonight, if you do approve the curriculum guide tonight, it will get printed and distributed to all of the 8th grade students. And then we mostly use a digital copy in the high school, but we do print about 100 and they're on hand. The guidance counselors then go into all of the English classrooms and make presentations by grade level because choices differ by grade level. So they make a personalized presentation to all of the 9th graders, all of the 10th graders, all the 11th graders, delivering all of their options. Just like if you remember, it was similar for me in high school and college, they get a sheet that they have to fill out that like kind of delineates where they're going and what their path looks like. And then they take that home to their parents, share that with them. We're available for questions. And then the actual course recommendations happen through Infinite Campus, our student information system, and it's all digital. So that happens we're bumping it up a little bit. Since Michelle and I are new to master scheduling with Infinite Campus, we're bumping it up so that we have time to learn the process and learn everything so that we can get it right for the students. So it's going to be mostly all of March that the students and the families will be planning and picking out their courses, and then we'll work on the back end to make the master schedule from that.
And you'll be making a master schedule in the summer, right, for all?
But no, it will be done, hopefully. Middle of April. Thank you. Yes, we're working diligently on it. Obviously, there's some nuances that we have to learn, but the goal is to have it all kind of knowing where we're going so that the teachers know what they're teaching and that they can work to prepare for the next school year.
Well, I have to say, I've looked at probably 20 curriculums, and this is a phenomenal opportunite for Abingtonite students. The courses that are just offered are just incredible. So my hat's off to all the administration.
A lot of things can go to the department leaders. They really helped me. It was like my first big project. So I really appreciate all of the collaboration I've had in the last couple of weeks trying to tidy it up and make it what the students need.
Thank you for your hard work.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdullah,
Yes.
Mr. Azar.
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Karen,
Yes.
Mr. Medensky,
Yes.
Mr. Robeson.
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney,
Yes,
Mr. Acker,
Yes.
8-0.
Mr. Ackert asks the board approve the February 2023 tuition reimbursement report.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion?
yeah, I have a couple questions. First of all, what does the new provision mean for the February reimbursement?
So that was the new provision in our collective bargaining agreement that talked about having a lump sum for virtual or online courses.
Is there a maximum amount of online courses that they can take in 1 year?
So what it is it's $40,000 for everybody in that collective bargaining agreement, and then it is dispersed to them as they need it, and the cap is $40,000 for online coursework.
Is this optional for teachers to do it's not a state requirement like the Act 48 hours. Is that accurate?
Yes and no. So Act 48 is professional development hours, and that is one avenue that they can get the 180 professional development hours in 5 years. However, if you are an instructional one, so a level 1 teacher, which means you're new to the profession, you have 6 years to get 24 graduate credits in order to secure your level 2 and then become kind of a permanent teacher.
That's, Abingtonites offers a great opportunity for that, correct? We offer, those 24 credits are part of their collective bargaining unit, and we fund that for teachers. So it's a great opportunity for our teachers, and I just wanted to clarify some of that. You mentioned professional development earlier before in our curriculum, and I think it's important to understand the difference between the Act 48 hours for professional development and this opportunity that the district offers for our teachers and our administration to get master's degrees, PhDs, and it's an incredible opportunity for their development for our students. So I just wanted to make that comment. Thank you.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Azar,
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Karen,
Yes.
Mr. Medensky,
Yes.
Mr. Robeson.
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney,
Yes.
Mr. Abdullah,
Yes.
Mr. Azar, Acker, sorry.
Yes.
Casey.
Mr. Azar, you can vote for me.
That's got to be against the rules to vote twice.
Mr. Acker, I would ask that the Board of School Directors approves the administration's recommendation for Mr. Anthony Abdallah's candidacy to the Northeastern Intermediate Unit Board.
Mrs. Henderson, do you want a second that?
Second.
Are there any more comments?
Rod
here?
needs to.
Has anyone warned the NEIU?
I will. I'll call them tomorrow.
Roll call, please.
Oh, Godspeed.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Karen,
Yes.
Mr. Medensky,
Yes.
Mr. Robeson.
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney.
Yes.
Mr. Abdullah,
Abstain.
Mr. Azar,
Yes.
Mr. Acker.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your
7 with 1
service.
abstention.
Okay. The next items, we have a list of use of our facilities. Mr. Nunn. Okay. Do we have any unfinished business?
I have one comment to make. I happened to be on my morning run, and I was running by Waverly Elementary last week. And I heard this loud music, and I thought that there was a very, a parent in their vehicle while they were dropping off kids. And I realized that it was Mrs. Leonard, all of her staff, and welcoming all of her students as they were entering Waverly Elementary. And the kids were dancing, the teachers, the administration were dancing. It was such a beautiful opportunity to see how children enter one of our elementary buildings with such laughter and joy. So I commend Mrs. Leonard. I don't even know if she's here tonight. But it was a beautiful sight to see. So congratulations to your morning greeting of your Waverly students.
Thank you for the nice comment.
Yeah. You had nice rhythm.
Okay, is there any other new business? I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you very much.
Does anybody need more?
Mrs. Tierney does.
I got 'em. My father used to buy all my raffle tickets.